guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message, a postcard from Spirit for July 2022. Guys, I'm so tongue-tied. I've tried to do this intro like 4 times, so I don't know if the message is super important or if my communication skills are lacking somewhere today. But just keep in mind this is a general message. Take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, go about your day, and know that no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you, my friends, your active free will, the choices you make in this world, the steps you take to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, this is personal freedom, it's personal power, and it's something that lies at the tips of your fingers, the soles of your feet. So use this power wisely, my friends. And I also heard responsibly, because for some of you, and this isn't for everyone, but the words I heard is we don't want to let ourselves down, okay? So for any of you guys who have ever let yourself down, you know that kind of, it doesn't really feel good. And for some of us, what I heard is we really have to work our way back up into even our own good graces. So again, if that doesn't resonate for you, disregard it, toss it. But for somebody, that message was there. So using your power responsibly, wisely, and remembering that you can always, on a dime, say, hey, this trajectory that I'm on, this path I'm following, right now it's not serving my highest good. I feel like it's not working. I can stop it immediately, turn it around, and change. There's no shame in this, okay? So first off, I have the postcard from Spirit Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. So we're going to get a little spiritual advice this month. First, before I get in, I just want to show you that when I shuffled these, the first card here is a dragonfly, which is you are magic. And you absolutely are. So I want to read to you this message on the top, but I'm also going to shuffle and we'll get a message there. So let's see what messages Spirit has to offer us today. I do just want to say, we're going to say this one that flew out like that, and we have one more, Spirit, that for all my subscribers, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here, these two. And as well as if you're new to my channel and this resonates, please feel free, hit subscribe, join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along this ride. So thank you guys all for being here. First, I'm going to read the card that I was drawn because it was pulling me, and then we'll get into these messages, okay? So if I trigger you in any sort of way as well, just use this as empowered vulnerability. What was it I touched on? Was there something that made you feel a certain way? Really get into the meat and potatoes, the nitty gritty of this, right? What is it attached to? How did it make me feel? And is this something that I can use for my own personal healing going forward on a day-to-day basis, really, right? To create a better world for yourself. So the card says, dearest you, there are times when loss is a part of life. Sometimes a loss is a welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment for your highest good. Sometimes the loss is sudden and painful, like when a loved one crosses over to our dimension. Regardless of the nature of the loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you repress the natural expression of loss and try to move on too quickly, the unprocessed brain haunts you in a destructive way, or in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, let your heart break wide open. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lessons learned, and know that as you let go of what is passed over, ever more of you remains. It gets better. We promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. We are loving you, sending you love always and forever. And also, guys, remember that love for ourselves is super important, because when we go about our worlds, continuing on a fated path or continuing on with something that we know in our hearts is not right for us, this isn't loving ourselves. This is putting ourselves even in stressful situations. Some of you guys have heard dangers as well. So follow your heart, use your intuition. And if for some of you I heard if something feels off, it's off, and trust your gut. So I'm going to read first here. We have this almost like basically mermaid telling you to be fearless. Be fearless, be brave. And it doesn't mean that we're not afraid to do something. It just means that we're not going to let fear stop us. So, are you taking yourself and your problems too seriously? Maybe fear of the future is weighing on you. We would like you to take a little break from all that and start having fun. When you stop fixating on what has been making you heavy-hearted, you get a chance to move some magic, and we get a chance to move some magic in your direction. We just need you to let go a little. Spirit needs some room and gets very inspired by your laughter when you have fun. When was the last time you got really loose and silly and goofy? Maybe you need to go dancing or watch some very funny comedy to make you laugh, or call that one friend you know will remind you how ridiculous and delightfully giddy you can be. You will return refreshed and renewed and ready to go once again. See the world as less daunting, and you will be ready to receive in perfect timing the bounty that Spirit has for you. Don't you just love how much we care about you? They're saying something along the lines of like, don't deny Spirit, but know that you are magic. There's another, you are magic. There's two. Both. If you can see, I know it's right up there, but you are magic. You have powerful manifesting abilities as well in your thoughts, your intentions, your feelings, all of this. For some of you, what I heard is it's creating a perfect storm, but this storm provides. For others of you, if there is a storm being kind of brewing, and I feel like you're going to know what this is, it does require your fearlessness at this point. For some of you, I feel like you may feel like the task ahead of you is daunting. It may feel like something so far out of your grasp or so far above you or bigger than you that you are like, I don't know how to do this. One step at a time. That's all it takes. Because I think part of what happens here too with our fears, we get fearful because we think we need to conquer the whole mountain in one step. But it's like, no, this whole mountain could take years. It could take years to climb. What I heard is, but it's your mountain to climb, right? And the pace, that's up to you on what's comfortable to you. But what they're saying again is just be yourself. So dearest you, pump up the music, bang the drums, get up and start that hustle towards your goals and dreams. There are times to be still, but this is not one of them. Just a minute, honey, okay? Now is the time to make that first move. Say yes to life, pick up the phone, make that decision, and take that one step towards the gods or us. Expect a cascade of changes, good news, and opportunities to show up as if by magic. Well, we know it's really Spirit and all of us moving things around for your benefit. The point is that we're saying go for it. Take positive action towards your dreams. Even if the outcome isn't an exact fit for your agenda, it will be orchestrated by Spirit and arrive in divine, appropriate timing. Don't you just love how it all works out? We love you so much. Keep an open mind and keep your faith that this storm provides. Spirit is going to provide for you. And also what I heard is they may also provide you with a catalyst for change. I'm going to see what my son needs and I will be right back to read the other cards. Just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. So the last one I think that we have here is you are loved. And you are absolutely loved. It says, dearest you, we are sending waves of love and joy as we watch you reap the rewards of your tenacity and faith. We know how long it has taken for you to reach some of your goals and that you've had disappointments along the way. Right now we suggest you take a deep breath and fill yourself up with gratitude. And tune into the vibration of well-being. Temporary conditions may be trying to hypnotize you into seeing something else as your reality, but we know that happy rewards are on their way to you even now. Change is the only constant, so be open to it. You will receive your dreams and more, we promise. But more important, your happy rewards will be gathered up in the small moments, the gentle breezes, the soft kisses, and the quiet commitments. Your happiest moments will be on the journey itself, not arriving at any destination. You are surrounded by so much love and care. Can you feel us? That's a beautiful message that Spirit had for us in this. And I think that it's really important spiritual advice and messages from them with these postcards that you will be taken care of. There will be great, happy rewards coming to you. You have so many benefits that you are about to reap. The rewards of all the hard work and, like they said, the tenacity that you have. Spirit is asking us because this is how they can better help us get our goals. To laugh, to love. For some of you, what I heard is to pray, but finding things in your worlds that make you laugh, that raise your vibration. Those are the things that inspire spirit to help us move in those directions. So for some of you, one of the things I heard for if you do pray, or even in your communication with spirit, ask spirit, could you help me, lead me towards that which would make me laugh, that which would lighten my heart. Because Spirit's reminding us right now that there may be things that have burned us. Whatever card that was at the beginning, this loss that we may have endured, or the changes that we're going through, they happen, right? Throughout our process, we always deserve to laugh. So I think a lot of us as well, depending on what you're going through, right, it's really difficult to find those moments of happy or those moments of joy, but they're so important. And I think it's important as well, what they're reminding me is to always remind yourself that you are worthy of joy, regardless of, what you may be going through. You're always worthy of joy. For some of you, I heard there may be an immense guilt as well, or there's something that you're working through that even if we've done things we're not proud of in our world, we still are worthy of joy. So what is this? There's 11, which I think, I'm going to check that as power. And we have number 28 with the feather and communication. The bottom of this deck is number 15, and this is associated, I think this is the masks. Let me check. I think it's really important right now. What they're talking to you about is, again, it's forefront of communication. And when we're speaking to others, when we're speaking about others, when we're talking to ourselves, it's really important to, first off, what I heard is noticing a power dynamics. Are we exerting some sort of power dynamic? Is there something that we are struggling with as well, what I heard? So I'm going to get the book messages for you. For anyone interested, this is the Native American Oracle cards. I truly love these cards. But I think it was really important. So I just felt so called to bring these in today as well. So number 11, they took me first to the feather communication. So number 28, so they're saying feathers are an important part of Native American rituals. Feathers are tied to poles, which are placed in fields or mountain peaks and create a rustling noise, the voice of the gods. They represent prayer, both the active speaking aspect as well as the passive listening aspects. Feathers are also signs of respect and honor and are considered gifts from spirit. Receiving one, whether from your people as a sign of achievement or as a gift along your path, brings with it responsibility. Feathers are to be treated as any other sacred tool. So the message here is every stone, plant, animal, or situation you meet has a message for you. Listen. The words are communication, affirmation, affirmative answer to a question, success, honor, respect, power within a month. So there is something for some of you. This could be that this is the month for communication. This is the month that we really need to drop the masks. Because I feel for some of you, and it may not be for all of you, but for some of you, this is a power play. And this may be someone around you, this may be you, but this is something where the power play could even be that for some of you may be fearful to communicate open and honestly because you're afraid of what I heard is reprisal, or afraid or worried about the fallout of what this particular communication or particular truth could truly mean. So for some of you, what I heard pride. So for some of you, this could be like coming out and picking the right time to want to say, hey, so I have discovered myself. This is who I am, and I have been keeping it from you. Some of you, if it doesn't feel safe to do that, don't do it. You don't need to. But I feel like for some of you, that's just the one thing I heard, okay? Is that for some of you, even this could be something that's really bothered us, this power over us, because it's something that's really haunting our mind, right? It's something that we, again, depending on your situation, it's something that you, especially your background, your family situation, and who you feel, you have something to express to, whatever it is. I feel like it is important to be open and vulnerable with this, because this, again, is your power. And this is the importance, is, again, if you feel safe, this is the time where it's like, express those truths, all of them. Leave nothing behind. They say they heard, leave no stone uncovered, leave no mask unturned. For some of you, this is not communication with anybody else. This is within yourself, realizing the power your voice has, the power your speech has, the power your friggin' story has, okay? And I wasn't going to say friggin'. I heard the power your fucking story has. And you know what? That's an emphasis point. Because for some of you, your story, whether you believe it or not, is so inspiring to other people. There may be people in your world that you communicate or you tell your story to, and, you know, they go home and they think your words have power. And with this power, again, comes this responsibility. For some of you, I heard you may be in a public figure. You may be in the public eye. You may have, I heard, a job working with children for some of you. It may be something that these dynamics, this power, this communication, again, it does have great responsibility attached to it. So I'm going to look for number 11 here. And it is the crow as well, so some of you, this could be a totem. But it says it's a rich, powerful symbol being closely associated with the shamans who are not afraid to travel through the invisible world. Like shamans, crows can be tricksters, which is a type of teacher. Crow foretells experiences that may be unexpected but full of wisdom. Crow is also very smart and uses his wisdom to create and organize culture, exhibiting the right use of power, and thereby creates more power. The shipapu stick is made with various woods with various associations and is often painted green and light blue adorned with feathers. It was used by various tribes to seek grace from the gods or to guarantee fertility. The message here really is all of life is a lesson. Learn the lessons, be smart, and practice the right use of power, and don't take yourself too seriously. So the time here is October, the month of the leaves falling. Keywords are power, organization, authority, gifts offered and received, respect, and mischievousness. And when we move to number 15, this is contrast, right? The rogue is the anti-hero, the transgressor, the rebel who mocks and overturns social norms. I hope this is you, okay? I hope that you're realizing as well, though, that one of these social norms may be to hide ourselves, to hide our power. And that's also no. Let's break that mold. Let's say screw your social norms, because I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up to live in this world. I'm going to create a different one. I'm going to create a new one. And what I heard is, as well, is there's something about reversing power, but there's also for some of you, this may be legal, okay? There may be something with reversing charges as well as what they had, or somebody as well, because, again, I do want to say there are some people in the world that are manipulative, right? So for some of you, and this may, again, not be everyone, but what I heard was here, there may be somebody who has had you charged for something that they know is not the truth. And there may be a way to have those charges reversed. It's going to need to be a lot of vulnerability, and there is a contrast, because I feel like they are also aware that words have power, and someone around you may not be telling the truth or has not told the truth. So take that again, how it resonates. So this, through swindles, fraud, and jokes, this trickster, this number 15, brings us valuable teachings about the nature of opposites. He brings us into the situations of exaggerated hunger, unbridled sexual yearnings, and unwanted wanderings, teaching us the dangers and benefits of impulsive behavior. The mask represents the bad brother, the sun at dusk, and the dead who are exorcised by reproducing their features. By reproducing and imprisoning these energies, we can better understand, control, and distribute them all for good. So the message is always remember to look at the other side of things. There are always two sides to every story, and the benefits and risks and everything. They're right away telling me, like, kind of Johnny Depp, Amber Heard things, like this is where they had to listen to both sides, because if you just assume your social norm, in terms of gendered violence, Johnny Depp wouldn't have won that, right? I feel like for some of you as well, depending on this, what this is, for some of you, if you have experienced violence, or you are going to the authorities, or for some of you it may be you pressing charges as well, or wanting to, again, there is an importance on you learning how powerful your voice is and speaking your truth. So I want to get into the tarot. This has been a longer message than I expected it to be, but I feel like it's super important for someone. So let's see what we have. You have the Three of Emotions that came out. And this to me as well is, this one's a full heart. Tell me more about this Three of Emotions, because it's working in connection with spirit. I heard understanding your worth, or some of you it's finally, or coming into your own power, where someone else's words aren't going to tear you down. Someone else's words won't hurt you. Someone else's thoughts or feelings towards you, again, that's theirs, that's not yours. And what I heard is it's not yours to cope with. Can you tell me more of this Three of Emotions, please? Thank you. So what I heard was, for some of you, you may keep a lot to your chest. You may keep your emotions to yourself as well, because this is something that we've learned, from a pretty early on age in childhood, or things like that, that when we speak our truth, or when we tell people things, it's either ignored, it falls on deaf ears, it does seem that it doesn't matter, or, again, we're not believed. Okay, there's a lot of different things here. I feel like as well, comes down to even that when we share our needs or wants, for some of you, I do feel like you've been dealing with someone who's kind of vindictive, or nonchalant is another word, like that if you were to share your heart with someone, you felt like it was never reciprocated. This is the message, okay? So again, if this isn't yours, it's not yours. You have the Six of Voices here, so needing to really move on from something. It could be that we're working on it, but, it's what I heard is with the grace of God, but within the grace of you and the grace of Spirit, how you walk through this is up to you. Whatever it takes you. For some of you, what I heard is it may be therapy. For some of you, it may be a lot of self-help books. It may be smoking something and just sitting and relaxing and thinking it through, or talking it through with a trusted friend. What I heard is, again, I'll show you the rest of these, but what I heard is when we release the secrets, they no longer have power, because they're not a secret anymore. So you have the Devil here. This could be Capricorn energy. We have the Hermit in reverse. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. No, Nine of Materials. Be careful not to fade into the background. That's the message I heard there. Because if you see her, she's just become one. But to me, it almost looks like a colander. Like it looks like something that you would rinse off, your vegetables or something in, and you're just still floating there because you didn't fall through the cracks, right? You're of sustenance to stay there. There's something about this hand throwing it here, though, that it's made, right? There's happiness, but there is somebody else's hand in this, and I feel like that's specific. It could be, though, this could be addictions too, right? It could be that we think we have everything that we need, right? Here we are, but this part of us is saying, you know what, I need to release some things. You have the power over your own situation. It's not some carrot being dangled by someone else that, there could just definitely be something with this kind of unhealthy that's presented itself as like the cat's meow, is what I heard. Something that's presented itself as, this beautiful life. But what happens when this hand stops throwing in the roses? You're just stuck at the bottom. So I don't know who that part is for, but this Hermit in the reverse here with the Six of Voices to me does really speak to needing to let it out. And we have the Six of Inspiration that was at the bottom, which is the Six of Wands and Victory. Whatever that heavy burden is, if there's something that you need to get off your chest, get it off your chest. Because like Spirit said, whatever it is in these postcards, whatever it is that you're holding on to that's not meant for you, like, nothing new is going to come in. Whatever you're willing to get rid of, whatever power, whatever words that you have, when you step into your own power, you express these things and you give your own voice power, the world is going to change in miraculous ways for you. Spirit just needs you to realize this loop and to see things. If they're not looking like they're the best, if there is some cracks or holes in the stories and things that just don't make sense to you, don't. You're this far in, so if you're watching and it's resonating, I'm going to let you know. I'll have to look at Sarah Rowland's Ransom. There's a book called Silence No More, and the name, the woman that wrote it is called Sarah Ransom. So, like, basically, I think it's Randsom, but Sarah with an H. And she's a survivor of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and is discussing her voice and discussing definitely reasons where survivors wouldn't come forward. She's also discussing coercive control, and from a sociological, a very holistic look on how somebody could be allured or could be put in these kinds of predicaments where, again, you feel like you have no power as well. It is trigger warning, right, for anyone unable to kind of read about that kind of stuff, because there is definite mention of sexual assault and things like that. It's not an easy read at first when she gets into it, but it's not like so full of gory details you can't read it. It's very well written and very inspiring, because this woman has put out some very painful life experiences, because what if it helps another person stand up? And this is important because, again, like I said earlier on, you have no idea when you finally allow your words to have the power and you speak your vulnerability and you stand in your truth. You have no idea the amount of people that are going to be inspired by you, but also how many people you can help heal by telling your story of resilience. So I'm going to leave you with a message from the Work Your Light Oracle. This is by Rebecca Campbell. And just get a little bit of advice moving forward, because you are headed towards success, right? With the Six of Wands there, already the postcard saying, we've got so many good things for you coming, we just need you to see it. Well, I think you finally standing in your power is going to help you see it. So yes, just say yes. If there's beautiful opportunities, you feel are beautiful, go for them. If it feels like, no, it's not really the one, know that if it's meant for you, it will keep coming back. You're never truly going to miss out on an opportunity that was there for you. And if it feels wrong within your soul, know that that is not something. So this to go for. So that is also where that book, Silence or No More, also where I was thinking about it, was because, and again, I've lost it. See, it comes and goes. There will be success, though. So the Great Gathering, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. That's what it was with the intuitive hits. She talks also about her grooming process, her recruitment process into this island. And at the time, the red flags weren't really going off for her. And it's interesting reading her things, her story, to go, okay, becoming aware of red flags are important, because there's moments where as soon as she realized things weren't up to par, things weren't okay, she it's not like she had an opportunity to just get off the airplane, right? There's so much here that she's like, looking back at it, had I thought about it, this would be why, right? Why is this person so interested? They're trying to find out information, and this could be again where you've been kept quiet, as well as for some of you, and this is just for some of you, but I mean for all of you, be careful on the internet, but be careful of those people who just seem too good to be true, who give too much, who care so much about you right away, and who are so invested in offering to help you and offering all these things, because again, this is where we do need to get into what is their intentions. Is there unfair power dynamics at play? Are they really nice right now, but as soon as we get behind closed doors, is this person going to become somebody completely different? So, using your discernment on that, and I don't want to take it dark, because it looks, I didn't want to take it dark anyway, but it's just about safety, right? Knowing your own power, knowing your words, and for some of you, it may even be like in that book, you have a story that needs to be heard, that you are not the only person, so they were talking about as well, in this book, right? Ashley Judd was the first one that came out and said Harvey Weinstein assaulted me, and I think it was 81 or 82, at least 80 other women, 80 came forward after that. So Ashley Judd put herself on the line and said, this happened to me, but all the proof that came out after, I think that for this definitely is that there's something burdensome in there. And if you have been able to come out on the other side of it, even if you haven't yet, because I think there's also, for some of you, finally being able to tell your story is what's going to help you with this. Where's the 3 cups? Because to me, this isn't about a romantic relationship. This is about love within ourselves and acknowledging all of our sides, all of our phases, and knowing that no matter what sides or what we've lived through in life, we're a whole and complete. And again, to me, I feel like all of these cycles within our life, they do teach us a lesson. Some of them, maybe we wish we didn't have to take that lesson, but what I heard is we can't focus so much on the past in a way that it's holding us back. This is the point now where if we need to be focusing on the past, we need to find a way that it's going to propel us forward, that we're either going to work on healing from it. For some of you, even if it's never telling anybody about this, it's journaling it and getting it down, because these secrets that we keep to ourselves, they eat us alive. So for some of you, again, I feel like this is this coming together and this yes. If you felt like you resonated with this, you already know, I feel like, the person who would be right to come out to. And again, whether it's coming out in terms of sexuality, if it's coming out of, hey, this has happened to me in my world and I really could use an ear. For some of you, this could be somebody in your world that you love, admire, and care for a lot, has something to tell you. And it's very important that you listen with an open ear and a non-judgmental hue or tone, non-judgmental ear, that when this person comes to you, you understand that they've given you a position of power by being vulnerable with you, by opening up to you, by telling you their story, especially if this person hasn't told anyone. As well as what I heard is, like, if someone's coming out to you, this is a position of privilege. And it comes with a place where we need to be respectful of other people. And if someone does come to us with something, our loose lips sink ships. We keep it to ourselves because it wasn't our story to tell. So, loving ourselves first and knowing that whatever message we have or someone else has to offer for us, the way we handle ourselves, the way we communicate, this holds power. And what is said, I heard too, is authentic self. Being your authentic self holds power. So letting go of the dropping the masks, and if you find contrasts within your world that are stopping you from seeing the success in your world you'd like to see, this is kind of like where we have to let it go. So one last example before I go is what they're telling me, and they're using my own shit. Probably over the last couple weeks, to be honest, I've, on top of stuff, eaten probably a tub of icing. I know it's not great for me. I've been like wanting donuts, so we had these like gluten-free waffles, berry flavors. So I was like, I'll put those in, put some icing on top, jam. That's just like a donut, right? But the thing is, when I get looking at the icing container, it's against my goals, okay? So this is where it's just kind of reminding me too, I've got the power of what I put in my mouth, cravings or anything like that. It's not, I don't want to let myself down either, right? For whatever you don't want to let yourself down for, this is Spirit going, remember your goals, my friend. And you also remember that if keeping things to ourselves is going to keep us from our goals, then what they're reminding me of is the risk of being seen and heard. There's this outweighing of, well, what's worse? Not keeping this to myself or stopping my blessings. So basically that's the message I have. I hope that all of you receive many, many blessings. I hope that you all know that your voice, your words, they have power, they're important. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.